In the 18 years since its launch, Craigslist has grown from a small collection of San Francisco job postings to a global marketplace, the destination for millions interested in buying and selling everything from carburetors to Cuisinarts. At its best, a boon for backyard commerce. At worst, an online pawn shop for thieves looking to unload stolen goods. Tonight, ABC's Neil Karlinski follows a team of police specialists dedicated to busting Craigslist crimes.
What you're seeing is two armed men holding up a pawn shop in broad daylight, masked gunmen taking jewelry right out of the case. And here, three burglars caught on tape inside a home, taking everything in sight. In the last few weeks, a rash of burglaries across the country. But it's just the beginning. There are nearly 1,000 robberies a day nationwide, according to the most recent figures, and it's much more than just bank robberies. It's everything. And it's big business for the bad guys. But fencing all this stolen stuff just got a little more tricky.
Can't touch this.
Inside this cramped office at the Portland Police Department, the shopping spree never ends.
How much is it? $280.
If you're thinking right about now, this isn't your average burglary squad, you're right.
What's the price on it?
These detectives spend their time jamming MC Hammer and surfing the web, sending text messages from disposable so-called burner phones, and sending emails from phony accounts.
Leaving a couple of spelling errors in there makes it a little authentic.
All part of one of the strangest shopping sprees you'll find.
Are you set on the $1,600?
I'll give you $300, so $20.
They're responding to ads on Craigslist for everything from computers to guitars, motorcycles.
I got your message and you thought you found your stolen Ninja?
It's on Craigslist right now.
How come you think it's yours?
There's only 2 other white Ninjas, 06, in Portland.
You name it, they're looking for it. But they're really only shopping for one thing: bad guys unloading stolen merchandise. The range of stolen items they've recovered is staggering.
We've bought back GPSs, jewelry, droids, cell phones.
We tag along as they go undercover. They've got a meeting with a seller of a top-of-the-line mountain bike they suspect is stolen, and they're about to do the sting.
Here it comes.
The seller arrives with the bike, but they don't let on right away. First, they make sure it's really the stolen bike.
Roger, we're coming.
It is. Then detectives try to decipher how this guy, who goes by the name Alfie, ended up with it.
Was there another bike, or they just have the one?
No, they had that one.
Okay, where'd they say they get it?
I didn't ask.
But detectives can't prove that Alfie actually stole it, so they confiscate the bike.
Got another bad bike off the street. It's going to go to jail.
And after a tough grilling, they cut him loose. Relieved he's not going to jail, Alfie, a guy police say is no stranger to handcuffs, tells us Craigslist is the best thing that ever happened to him.
It's an American dream. Have your own business at home.
Come on, they're letting you off. We can be honest here. I mean, these guys, none of them think you didn't know you were dealing in a stolen bike.
Well, by the time I had bought it, got it home, checked the numbers, and then I looked on eBay how much it was worth, I knew it wasn't just a cheap giveaway.
Craigslist is a booming marketplace where regular people make honest deals to sell everyday things. But police say it's also become the pawn shop for stolen goods.
Really, our pawn shops in Portland are well regulated, and so we don't have a ton of property going through pawn shops anymore.
Detectives Dave Anderson and Dan Slauson say their unit grew out of an overwhelming demand.
What do you need? I could probably help you out.
Case in point, a ferociously driven pair of new parents, victims of a stolen baby stroller who set up their own meeting with the suspected thief. They even went so far as to take this video on their cell phone.
Baby stroller thief right here. This guy steals baby strollers.
They put up flyers, called around, and found out their neighbors were hit too, and their strollers were all turning up on Craigslist.
Too late, buddy.
How many strollers do you think?
From people emailing me 20, but I know it's a lot more than that.
Still, their success rate is high, more than 100 deals in 6 months. Driving to their next case, there's no mistaking it.
There's the trailer.
A stolen trailer that a man had in his family for 35 years turned up for sale and was a perfect match when detectives arrived.
I walked up and within a matter of 10 seconds could see all those different things from the front of the trailer to the back, which says that's his trailer.
This time the victim, Mark Wanker, is there just a few minutes later to make a positive identification.
Got the little twist that you'd mentioned.
See under here, these holes that are redrilled.
Yeah.
The same lights.
Got the same light.
Wanker told us he'd been checking Craigslist every week for 5 straight months to get to this point.
I always figured that somebody was going to flip it or something and try to make a few $100, and I figured the best place to sell is on Craigslist.
And you just spotted it on Craigslist this morning, and before sundown,
Yeah.
you got it back.
Yeah, and they've had it on Craigslist, I think, 2 or 3 days.
The man who was trying to sell it is now a victim too. He didn't know it was stolen when he bought it, and now it's gone.
I'm surprised though, you're a pretty good sport. I mean, here it is, you know, you're out $300.
I've had worse.
Really?
I mean, people always stealing from other people, unfortunately. That's why I had it chained up to my fence.
What would you say to those who say, I mean, this is pretty small scale stuff. We really need all these detectives, you know, retrieving guitars on Craigslist?
You have to go after the criminals, but you have to go after where they buy and sell the property. Because if they don't have an outlet to sell it, then they don't have a way of making money, so it may discourage crime.
When the music stops, this shopping spree between cops and robbers isn't about jail. Sometimes it's about sending a victim home with his precious belongings and letting the bad guys know that when it comes to fencing their goods, seller beware.
See you, man.
Hey, thanks, guys.
I'm Neil Karlinski for Nightline in Portland, Oregon.